Hello, my name is Russ Hannagan, and I am running for the position of Bridgewater Library Trustee. I have been a resident of Bridgewater for just over 2 years when my wife and stepdaughter moved to town. Prior to that, I lived in East Bridgewater for 18 years and have worked for the town of East Bridgewater as their PEG Access Director this entire time. When I lived in East Bridgewater, I served as a library trustee for one entire elected term and also served a half term by request of a retiring trustee member. I've also served an elected term on the East Bridgewater Arts Council, as well as another half term, again at the request of a retiring member. I have extensive experience working with annual budgets for my department and interacting with the various other town departments and department heads. I feel that the library plays a crucial role in every community and requires the support of an enthusiastic board of library trustees. Librarians are the generals in the war against ignorance, and they and their libraries need all of our constant, unwavering support. My wife taught me that it is important to give back to the community that you live in, so I hope that on Election Day you will vote for me, Russ Hannagan, for Bridgewater Library Trustee. Feel free to visit my Facebook page on Bridgewater Library Trustee, and thank you for your consideration.
Hello, my name's Tim Fitzgibbons. I'm running for the Bridgewater-Rainham Regional School Committee for re-election. I want to thank everybody who voted for me 3 years ago and hope I've continued to earn your trust and your vote this year. We have one really big issue facing the district over the next 3 years, and that's to ensure that our budget money is put as close to the children in the classroom as we can do it. We need to make sure that every dollar spent is a dollar that goes toward our children's education, not toward other things that may be nice to have. Unfortunately, this year we had a very large budget deficit because the state did not step up with its funding. We've been able to set the budget and cut many things out of the budget, not people. But this may include requiring us to eliminate positions that are unfilled today or will become unfilled due to retirements. We need to have fiscal discipline going forward, and I can bring that. We need to look back at the situation in Bridgewater had when the town council took over with over $700,000 of negative free cash, the bond rating close to junk as you could possibly be. But now, through diligent hard work by many people through the community, we've been able to turn that ship around. We hope to be able to do the same thing with the school district, and I believe I can help do that. So again, my name is Tim Fitzgibbons. I'm running for Bridgewater-Rainham Regional School District. On the Bridgewater side, I ask for one of your 2 votes on April 27, 2024. Thank you.
Hello, people of Bridgewater. My name is Michael Losche. I'm running for the Bridgewater-Rainham Regional School Committee. I'm here tonight on BTV to tell you a little bit about myself and my background in education. I've been a lifelong educator. I got my undergrad and graduate degrees in education at Sacred Heart University and pursued a degree in educational leadership over at Bridgewater State University. And for the majority of my career, I've been a special education administrator throughout the cities of Boston, Fall River, and now locally in Whitman-Hanson. One of the main reasons I've been really motivated to run for school committee, 2 years ago I got involved with the new Mitchell School Building Committee Board, and really kind of, seeing how we were supporting the district really kind of inspired me to really want to do more. Looking at seeing that we had an open seat, running with Tim Fitzgibbons, I decided to pull papers. Really, being involved in the community is something I've wanted to really look forward to doing more of. I have 2 sons, one who attends the Williams and another one who attends the Mitchell currently, and a daughter who's coming up the ranks who will soon start her kindergarten years at the Mitchell as well. And I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to really get involved with the community, bring some of the expertise I have learned as an educator, also to really bring my point of view as an educator and my experiences to collaborate and work with the district. I really look forward to the possible opportunity of supporting the district along the areas of finance and as well as policy. Being someone who has written quite a bit of policy and adopted policies in districts, I think this is an area I can be very influential in really kind of bringing expertise from the other side of the table, from the presentation portion of it. And I think looking forward to really being the possibility of collaborating with the district on a regular basis, supporting our students and staff, and really kind of hopefully making Bridgewater Public Schools a better place. So for information regarding kind of my campaign and running for the Bridgewater Raynham Regional School Committee, you can follow me on Facebook through my page of Losche for BR School Committee, as well as loscheforschoolcommittee@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out on either of these, kind of share your support or experiences that you've had in Bridgewater Raynham. I think a lot of these, as a member of the school committee, it's one to be a liaison to the community, to our students, staff, and parents, but then also really collaborating with the district to make sure we're providing and creating the best school system we can for our students.
Hello, fellow Bridgewater residents. My name is Sonya Striggles, and I am running to represent my great neighbors in District 1, which is comprised of precincts 1, 2, and 7, an area of Bridgewater that has been my identity for almost all of my life. Just like so many of you, I am increasingly concerned about the future of our town and decided that the best way to exercise that concern was to use my voice to make our town the best it can be. When you step into the political realm, you're often asked about what your motivation is to get involved. For me, motivation is a very broad term. Everyone sees it differently, and that's what makes it so personal. Motivation drives you, inspires you, and challenges you, which seems to align with my decision to serve the people of District 1. When I made the final decision to run, my motivation was based in giving back to the town that has given me so much. As a third-generation Bridgewater resident, I believe in Bridgewater. I believe in Bridgewater's potential. I believe in my friends and my neighbors. There is so much good in this town, yet we can still all collectively come together to ensure we leave a place we love better than we found it. I am a believer that nothing changes if nothing changes. Bridgewater has a great and unique opportunity to experience generational changes that will make our town stronger. I hold a bachelor's degree in English from Bridgewater State University, and professionally, I am a realtor and team owner of the SLS Realty Group at Keller Williams Realty, and have worked in real estate for 16 and a half years, all with the same company. I began my career while I was still in college and believe my work life plus the various extracurricular activities I've taken part in from high school to college to professional opportunities have prepared me to represent District 1 as your next town councilor. I am presently a member of my office's Associate Leadership Council, commonly called the ALC, where we assist office leadership in all aspects from financial decisions to programming to training opportunities. As a trainer in my office, teaching, mentoring, and problem solving to reach a common goal are all things I personally excel at. I am also the regional ambassador for Keller Williams Realty International in the areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as our niche group, Keller Williams Young Professionals, representing the New England region. My work has given me a unique perspective on what our town can do to evolve, and I know my understanding of this can translate to being an effective counselor for the people of District 1. I believe that effectively communicating has always been a strength of mine. My ability to negotiate, problem solve, think about things at a macro and micro level to achieve the best possible outcome, and a willingness to give back are all ways I believe I can be an integral part of our town council. Knowing the rich history my family has with this town, most may recognize my last name because of my beloved and very missed grandparents. Helping my grandfather campaign over the course of countless elections has inspired me to raise my hand, provide a fresh perspective our town can benefit from, and be a strong voice for the people of District 1. From learning how to go door to door as a kindergartner, to putting together campaign buttons with my grandmother, service to Bridgewater has always been in my DNA, and now truly feels like the right time for me to serve. With present day and future challenges at hand, we need dynamic voices that can do the work of, by, and for the residents of Bridgewater. I've been overwhelmed by the support I've received so far from those within my district and those in our town. So if you want to get on board and support my campaign, please join me on my official campaign Facebook page, Sonya Striggles for Bridgewater's District 1. Thank you, and I hope to earn your votes on April 27th. Let's move Bridgewater forward together.
Hi, my name is Mary McGrath and I'm running for Town Council. I was raised in Massachusetts, and even though I've lived in other states, I've always come back to Massachusetts. I moved to Bridgewater in 2015, where my 2 children and their families reside. My grandchildren have attended Bridgewater schools, and one still does. I'm running for Town Council because I want to have a say in the decision making, as well as to give others a voice through me. I believe because of who I am and my experiences, I will represent the residents of Bridgewater well. I am a grandmother, a mother. I was a wife, a single parent, a caregiver for my mother who had Alzheimer's disease. I have a master's in human services from the Northeastern University, and last year I officially joined the group of the oldest living humans walking the face of the earth. I am a senior citizen. The same year I got my divorce, my father unexpectedly passed away. My mother never learned how to drive, so we moved in together when my children were 10 and 8 years old at the time. I got a full-time job at an aerospace manufacturer where I worked for 14 years and started my college education. This manufacturer encouraged us, their employees, to attain a college education by not only paying for our college classes, but also the books. As long as we kept a certain grade average, I took advantage of that opportunity. We all know that it is important to bring businesses into Bridgewater. However, I believe it's just as important not to lose the character of what makes Bridgewater so special. We see towns losing who they are by overbuilding apartment complexes, giving up their land for hotels, and large industrial areas. I believe we need to look at other options, such as having a cultural district. Mass Cultural Council's website states the following: cultural districts drive economic growth, strengthens our distinctive local character, and improves the quality of life of families across the Massachusetts by supporting arts, humanities, and science organization. Cultural districts attract tourists and entrepreneurs, which foster the cultural sector and expand the tax base. Mass Cultural Council offers grants, works with towns on strategic planning, and offers support in so many different ways. I believe the top priorities for Bridgewater is fixing the roads in the center of the town. It is not only extremely dangerous to cross the street in the center, but to pull out of the slanted parking spaces. AARP offers a lot of guidebooks on how to make a safe, walkable, and accessible public space for all people of all ages, such as town centers, parks, community gardens, and many other resources. If I'm elected town council, one of the council committees I would like to serve on is Budget and Finance Committee. During the COVID shutdown, towns lost revenue from businesses, and that put some towns' budgets in the red. I'm interested in learning more about Bridgewater finances. I believe in freedom of speech for everyone, even for those we disagree with. I believe there's only one race, the human race. We all may look different on the outside, but we are all the same on the inside. I look forward to serving the residents of Bridgewater. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hayley Bacewicz, and I am running for Town Council at Large. I want to begin by introducing myself to you and filling you in on my background. I was born and raised on the South Shore, growing up in Marshfield before moving to Quincy with my husband David. We lived there for 7 years with our 2 loves, our precious cats, Deirdre and Scout, until we made the biggest decision of our lives and decided to start a new journey by purchasing our home on Library Place. We went from being tucked away in a big city to living smack dab in the heart of our beautiful community. From the moment we drove through town, we knew this is where we were meant to be. We chose this town, and now I hope this town will choose me too. So why am I running? I am driven by my desire to serve the communities I live in. I was an active volunteer in Quincy, serving our local food bank, donating holiday gifts to families in need, and I even created a service project with my team at work to write letters to senior citizens across the United States. Being community-focused is incredibly important to me, and it is the main reason I'm in front of you today. In addition to my service, I have worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts as a training specialist for the past 4 years. As a trainer, I am tasked with demystifying very complex concepts. I teach adults in a classroom setting how to answer inquiries our members have about their insurance plans. I teach people how to serve. I hope to use this skill set to do the same for the folks here, not only to serve, but to bring clarity. as conversations being held about the ongoings in town can become very complicated. I will work hard to inform our residents of what is happening in a timely and meaningful way. What are the issues? I was deeply inspired to get involved to run for office after attending the Bridgewater Vision to Reality Forum held this past year. As a newer resident to town, I am absorbing everything I can about Bridgewater, especially what I see outside my own door. The big things I've observed and want to address are improving our roads and accessibility, the ongoing water concerns, and downtown revitalization. As a frequent pedestrian, I have felt unsafe many times when crossing through the center of town. When living in Quincy, I would often ride my e-scooter to travel about. I could never do that here. It shouldn't be safer to travel on the streets in a city than in our own town. Safety on our streets must be a priority if we are to ever move forward with improvements to downtown, as it must be safe for all on the roads. Accessibility to water is another critical issue. Finding creative and long-lasting solutions to this issue is something I hope to work with the town administration and the water and sewer department on during my time serving the community. Lastly, I want to talk about the proposal of revitalization. This is a divisive topic, but I, for one, am pro-revitalization. We can either create the reality we wish to see or allow someone else to do it for us. Downtown is truly my backyard, and I want to see this space become something everyone has the ability to enjoy. The town council is already well at work ensuring that whatever is built is done so in the best interest of everyone who resides here, and we must continue in order for real change to be made. We all want to live in a town that we are proud of, and I will work to ensure that our roads, water, and downtown improvement plan are top priority to create this ideal community. It is incredibly exciting to be running in such a contested race, especially with so many women looking to earn a seat at the table. I think this is a testament to how much people in this community care, and I am excited to be a part of such an impactful moment in this town's election history. If you want to learn more about my campaign and follow me, you can find me at facebook.com by searching Hayley for Bridgewater Town Council. Film director Henry Hampton said, "What drives people to public service is a sense of possibility." And that is what I see all around me, the possibility for so much more. Change can be really scary, but so is staying the same. Let's change together.
Hello, I'm Adelene Ellenberg. I live on Aldrich Road near St. Thomas Aquinas Church. I've lived there for 40 years with my husband Dale and my children Robert and Stacy. I'm originally from the Midwest, from outside of Chicago, but I married an Easterner, so here I am. A mere 40 years later, and I understand I'm still a newcomer. I'm a lawyer both in Illinois and Massachusetts. I've always worked with small community law firms and have met people from all walks of life. Coming from the private sector, I will support local businesses, the backbone of our American economy. Now, I'm retired from lawyering and I'm a writer. I've had 2 books published which can be found at adeleneellenberg.com. I've been active with the Bridgewater Garden Club, the Osamequins Women's Club, and I facilitate a writers group at the Bridgewater Public Library. I was involved in Bridgewater matters way back, about 25 years ago or so, as the pro bono lawyer for a citizens group called BRACE, Bridgewater Residents Against a Contaminated Environment. BRACE resolved the long-standing, decades-old trash issue. BRACE defeated a proposed trash incinerator and instead spearheaded the process of siting a transfer station recycling center on town-owned land. The issue was successfully resolved due to the contributions of many hardworking citizens who stepped up. Now we are faced with the MBTA proposal, the Vision to Reality plan that seeks to build 6-story buildings of combined retail and housing in downtown Bridgewater. The 6-story buildings would be built first on the Perkins site, 150 units of 1- and 2-bedroom apartments, with 10% or 15 units being affordable. Bridgewater already has low-income, affordable housing. I would check how many units we already have and whether we've met our state quota already under the MBTA regulations. Additional apartment buildings, 6 stories high, will establish what I call an urban pod. These urban pods will displace Campus Plaza, including Roach Brothers and other local businesses. These urban pods will be placed in the heart of our country town. Because Bridgewater hosts an MBTA station, this downtown development is mandatory if we want the grant money. Let's see if these urban pods, however, can be reduced to 3 stories. The state holds the purse strings. Unless we comply, the state will deny Bridgewater any grant money. Despite these heavy-handed tactics, a few other towns have decided to forego the MBTA proposal. To date, Middleborough and Milton have done so. Yet, Bridgewater's downtown clearly needs a major facelift. How is our town to accomplish this if we turn aside this MBTA project money? Perhaps the restoration of Bridgewater can be accomplished by pursuing payments in lieu of taxes, called pilots, that the state has historically paid to Bridgewater. These state payments pay for the Bridgewater police, fire, roads, etc. that are utilized by the college and the prison. If elected, I will investigate the status of the Bridgewater pilots paid for the last 10 years. Perhaps pilot monies could be used as the needed seed money for a downtown redevelopment. Personally, I would hope for buildings that were merely 3 stories high and that could match the bricks of Bluestone Bank as one example. Another example of a fine job was the restoration of the Academy building, now our town hall. We must strive for project integrity. By that I mean structural integrity, no skimping on construction materials. Architectural integrity, that it is pleasing to the eye. Financial integrity, have a Bridgewater clerk of the works to oversee construction and protect the interests of the taxpayers, and having a Bridgewater-based auditor for financial accountability. We will need citizens to step forward. Engineers, architects, bankers, lawyers, construction experts, and auditors, and so on. I call on the citizens of Bridgewater to step up with your particular expertise for the benefit of the town, as I am doing now. Please go to my new Facebook page, Ellenberg for Counselor, to offer help or host a lawn sign or make a donation. All are welcome. I hope to win your vote. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bill Wood, and I'm running for Town Clerk. I'm running because I believe I can continue to do good for the town of Bridgewater. Many people know me because of my 11 years on the town council, or my 18 years of service with the Bridgewater Lions. But let me introduce you to my professional resume, which is why I am a great fit for the town clerk position. The town clerk is the only elected department manager in the town. For education, I have a master's degree in business administration and a bachelor's degree in computer science. The combination of these 2 degrees has been the foundation of my professional career and the talent that I bring to the town clerk's office. Professionally, I have 29 years of experience as a vice president and team manager at State Street Bank and Trust. I was responsible for managing the software engineers who design, built, and manage critical financial software used to process up to $100 billion every day through the financial market. Let's talk about my technical talents for a minute, because they're really important right now when we say that the town clerk is the keeper of the town's information. Most of the information on the town's website is directly or indirectly related to an action taken at the clerk's office. And while I was a manager at State Street, I made it a point to learn all of the technology that I managed, and I was equally focused on the customer engagement too. Improvements were often made to make the user's experience better, and that's what I want to do as town clerk with our town website. The IT team for the town is great, but their responsibilities include phones, laptops, wiring, Microsoft Office, and many other items. The plan is to declutter and reorganize the information on the website so it can be quickly found from desktop or cell phones alike. When we talk about engagement with the people in the town, it is most often via the website, and I'm really excited for the opportunity as town clerk to help make our website better. As you hear my goals, think about the town clerk's office as a store within the town hall. I will extend hours to the benefit of those that work during the day. I will make it easier to use your cell phone to find info and buy items. At the town clerk store, you can buy birth certificates, death certificates, dog licenses, and more. I don't know if we'll be able to offer t-shirts, but everything is possible. My father will be 90 this summer and is still very much an active historian for the town. I credit him with my work on restarting the annual town report. The report is an important historical record of the town, and the town clerk is responsible for its publication. My goals as the town clerk are: add evening hours at the clerk's office for your convenience. Provide the support to help you to be an informed voter. Ensure that the elections follow all regulations and advisories from the Commonwealth Elections Division. Enhanced website technology for cell phone and other applications. Provide educational opportunities to committee and board members on rules and procedures. Create and publish the missing annual town reports. 2009 through 2014 are missing, and the last 2 years are still a work in progress. And for those that get married at Town Hall, making sure the day is great. As a stretch goal, I would like to help the inspectional services build a database with a website of all the items they store in the old Town Hall. The only way to get that space open for community use is to free it from being used as a town storage shed. Creating a database for the items is the first step in that plan. This is not directly related to town clerk functions, but I have the skills to help this along. Over the past several years, I've cataloged every function of the clerk's office, have helped set up several elections, and even officiated a wedding. I know the requirements of the office very well and will be a great town clerk. For the contact information, every time you hear the word 4, it's the number 4. You can read my blog at billwood4townclerk@wordpress.com, or you can email me at billwood4townclerk@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook, or you can find my Facebook campaign page, which is a surprise, called Bill Wood for Town Clerk. My education, skills, and experience makes me a great fit for the town clerk position, and I hope that you will consider my experience and talents when you vote on April 27th. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for viewing my forum segment. I am Tina Larson, candidate for town clerk. A bit of history: the municipal clerk is the oldest of the public servants in local government, along with the tax collector. The profession dates back to before biblical times. They were the keeper of the archives, and often were one of the few in town who could read and write, and thus served as notary, secretary, accountant, and recorder. In colonial times, the office of clerk was one of the first established. They were responsible for the vital records for birth, marriages, and death. The eminent political scientist, Professor William Bennett Monroe, wrote about the clerk. Its work is not spectacular, but it demands versatility, alertness, accuracy, and no end of patience. The public does not realize how many loose ends of city administration this office pulls together. As a resident of Bridgewater for over 35 years, I have been active as a volunteer in a variety of town organizations, including the Friends of the Library, the parent groups in the school district, Girl Scout leader, sewing for Dress a Girl, including working with the Mandela Scholars, a participant in the Citizens Police Academy, and serving as vice president of the Bridgewater Pickleball Club, and now as chair of the Cultural Council. I am running for town clerk to continue the admirable work of Mary Lee Hunt, who's retiring after 9 years. My goal is to strengthen the community's faith in local government. To do this, I will implement cutting-edge processes and systems, provide best-in-class service to citizens, and ensure excellence in areas of elections, records management, and state compliance initiatives. If elected, my first priority will be to prepare for the upcoming state primary in September and the federal election in November, which will be scrutinized for accuracy and fairness. My reputation for trustworthiness, Integrity and honesty will make that be assured. Over the years, voter turnout and participation has been lacking. I will work to increase opportunities for outreach of upcoming election information and try to increase volunteer engagement for all elected and appointed town positions. I am hoping to develop ways to reach the young families who do not regularly use Facebook, which is the current method of communication within our town government. Notary services are offered by many surrounding towns and used to be offered in Bridgewater, but were stopped a few years ago. I'd like to see that offered to our citizens once again as a value-added service. I will implement best practices for managing paper-based archives and maintaining the highest preservation standards to protect our town's history. Speeding up the digitization of historical records, which saves users a trip to Town Hall and lets us store originals more safely and cost-effectively, is one improvement that I will pursue. I'd like to work with the Town Clerks Association and state legislature to consider implementing voter ID, initially at the local level, to assure voter accuracy. Early voting does make this more difficult, something encouraged by Secretary of State Bill Galvin. I will work on the efforts of our current town clerk and the excellent staff of Jolie and Christine by working closely with other town officials, departments, and citizens to bring the town clerk function to a higher level of operation and service to residents during my tenure. Responsive customer service will be my goal. My background in nutrition counseling and administration of a tax practice have enhanced my ability to work with a variety of personalities, income, and education levels. And from my perspective, the town clerk position is the front line of citizen contact when coming into Town Hall and must provide exceptional value to the citizens. My skills, work, and volunteer experience are easily transferable and have prepared me well for this position. The town clerk is hired by voters to take on a significant administrative role. Hiring the candidate that you trust to provide the highest level of service for Bridgewater benefits all. You deserve a town clerk with the experience, skills, and vision to truly change the way citizens do business at Town Hall for the better. And I will deliver, and therefore I believe that I am the best choice for town clerk. For more information about me and my campaign, check out my Facebook page, Tina Larson for Bridgewater Town Clerk. Thank you.